Mr. Vastine. So the last time we spoke one-on-one, we did the Zoom training, and you had some questions there, and you still have a few questions. So when you come down tomorrow, you're sitting in front of us, and we can go through. You say you just had some technical things, so we'll go through with those when you're sitting right in front of you. Then we came up there while Law was down here, and we talked about investing. When speaking, understand that people don't know what you're telling them. So today, let's start off with what are your challenges right now?
Well, that's a good question. I guess my biggest challenges right now is just getting more of the technical aspects about, what we're doing right now, just you and I, and how do I incorporate that with the speaking part is pretty much down pat. More just getting myself in sync with the way, you all want me to do this thing professionally. I guess that question might be better tomorrow, but if you can give me a jump on it today, would be fine, because I'm still somewhat not sure of myself in the sense of exactly, how working from home, or will I have to be in your studio in Galveston when I start my podcast or whatever. These are little things like this that I'm still kind of shady about. I know in my study, I have my system set up where I can do certain things, but just more or less to walk me through what I need to know right at this moment to fulfill my end of the coaching. If that makes sense.
It makes complete sense. Antonio and I were just actually talking about this. It makes complete sense. So you're referring to the podcast for the Bureau of Dominant Speakers, correct?
That's correct. And
okay, go ahead.
And how I'm going to incorporate this with, although Antonio didn't tell me last night. Well, he mentioned it last night, but no, he hadn't told me this prior to last night about the classes that will start week after next. Will this coaching today prepare me or get me in line to what I'm going to do as far as teaching? Just sort of a gray area right now. Maybe only he can answer that, but I'm just trying to put on different hats. That's all I'm really trying to do.
Gotcha. So for the classes that you're going to do for the Bureau of Dominant Speakers, I would ask Antonio about that tomorrow. I am actually in the Bureau as a member and not on the and not on the back in the back office area. So
certainly
he would be the one to break down to you the classes and everything regarding that. Regarding the podcast, what we are doing will help you with the podcast. So the training on Zoom, any type of calling in, I can definitely help and train you on that. And what we can do is tomorrow when you come down, we can do the technical, and then what we can do is Friday, you can log in. Well, tomorrow what we'll do is I'll show you how to actually go in and create and schedule a Zoom call. And then Friday, what me and you can do is we can pick a time and we'll do a Zoom call and you control everything. So that way you actually get the practice and so that way when it comes time to start doing the podcast, when it comes time to start doing your classes, you know how to control it. And we'll just sit there, we'll do it for about 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll sit there and you can ask me, okay, so if I need to do this, what do I need to click? And I'll just sit here and you control everything on your end. And then I'll say, okay, if you want to do this, click this. If you want to do that, click that. And we'll do it that way. So tomorrow, let me make a note. Tomorrow, create a Zoom call and schedule is for Friday to sit down and lunch. Asking walk through. Okay. Okay, so that'll help you. So yes, that will help you get more comfortable with Zoom, and let me know how often you would like to do that so you can be comfortable with it, and we'll schedule it that way. So that way, if you say, well, can we do one Friday, one Monday, and one Tuesday after training, then we'll schedule one Friday, one Monday, and one Tuesday after training. Mm-hmm. So that way you can get familiar with it before you sit down and have someone come on for the podcast. And this will also help you with the class as well, because once you know the standards and the basics of it, when you have multiple people on there, it's really easy. I'll even show you how to make someone a co-host. So if we're all on there and you need a co-host, you say, hey, D, I'm going to make a co-host. You can send me a message. I'll show you how to send the private messages and everything. I'll even talk to Grace and see if she can come on one training with us, so that way you can see how it is to have multiple people as well. So let me know how often you want to do that, so we can make sure you're completely comfortable when it comes to using Zoom for your calls. And that's with any call. That's with your coaching calls. If you have like Antonio did a virtual conference Saturday, if you have a virtual conference, you'll already be comfortable using it, and you'll just be ready to fly. So let me know how often you want to do that, and we'll do that as often until it makes you comfortable with Zoom.
Well, I know I'll get a good feel for it tomorrow now, and I can really work myself from there, and I can give you a timetable on it. I'm really happy I'm coming down tomorrow, and I have a question. Now, are you working from a PC right now, or your cell phone? I mean, your iPhone.
I'm actually working from my Mac right now.
Okay. Because I'm on my PC right now, and Monday night or one night this week, I was using my cell phone, my iPhone. That's how I was communicating. So it works really about the same. It's just that I think I have more control using the PC than I do that cell phone, because it's moving around a lot. I didn't have it on a tripod or anything, but I was just curious because I have the same kind of headset you're using, but I don't use it. Do you recommend using what you're using right now for the microphone and earplugs? Is that better?
I do recommend it, because what we do is we do our video with our Macs, but we call in on our phones. Because what that does is that gives you really good audio. Okay. So if you're not plugged in, your audio is good, but if you're not plugged into your computer, we just call in for better audio. So that way, because there has been moments where Antonio's been kicked out because whatever the internet wants to do that day, but he was still able to stay in because he had called in with his audio. Okay. So those are the two reasons why we call in with our phones, just in case the internet kicks us out or the system kicks us out. We still have audio to go, and then it has more clarity in it as well.
Okay, so when I go into, for instance, if I went into Zoom again right now, then I should go through my iPhone for the audio. Is that what you're saying? And so what you would, I'm sorry. Just walk me through the way you're doing it right now, the way you went into it, and I'll follow you. How's that? Okay. Yeah. So when I first logged in, at the bottom left where it has the phone, the headset and the video, if you click the arrow where the handset is, it'll pop up and it says choose one of the audio conference options. Ooh. So I choose the dial in - connected. Okay. And when I dial in, I type in that meeting ID number, and then I hit pound.
and then I type in the participant ID and hit pound, and then it'll call me in, and what the participant ID does is it syncs it with my video.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that page come up, whatever, and I've just simply have been logging into the computer and just been relying on the computer. So this way now, if I lose audio, I'm screwed up. I'd have to dial in then. Okay. So I've been kind of like winging it. Okay.
But you've been doing great. You've been doing great. Don't knock how you've been doing it. You've been doing it great. But yes, sir. So that way, let's say that day your internet decides it wants to kick you out the system, or the system decides, hey, you know what, Vastine, we don't want you on the system today. Then your audio is still going, so you can still talk and still communicate. Right. You can still talk and communicate. We just want to see your video until the system reboots you and puts you back in. Okay.
Now that makes sense. I'm really slow on this technology stuff here, so you got to bear with me.
But you're doing good. Yes, sir. No issues. But you're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I also made a note to just also go over with you when you come down tomorrow, just walk you through using your iPhone as well. So let's say you're out and about and you need to use your iPhone. I made a note for us to do that as well tomorrow in person.
Oh, great. Yeah, because I bought the attachment so I can, insert my iPhone on my dashboard when I drive, but I want to be comfortable when I do that. And yeah, so I'm getting set up for for something.
You said it right first time. I'm getting set up for it. Whatever's coming, you're gonna be ready.
Oh, I know you're gonna get me there. I know that.
Okay, so you said right now it's just a technical aspect of things, and so yes, definitely the Zoom will help you get more comfortable for your recording with your podcast in your classes. And again, when it comes to your classes, for detailed information about that, when you come down tomorrow, I would definitely ask Antonio that question and make a list of those questions as we're talking, and then just throughout the day, the questions you have, definitely make a list of them. So when you come down tomorrow, we can get right on top of them for you. Very
good. Yeah, I'm going to get that, Deanna. You're my teacher. So I'm like the TV show Kung Fu. You're my teacher. Yeah. So I'll get there. Yeah. All right. Like the questions were popping up as we were talking, and
okay, good.
But yeah, you're clearing up a lot right now, because it's the technical things that really have me baffled. If I can get those things really feel synchronized and comfortable with it, I'll be pretty good. I think I'm overthinking sometimes. I think that screws things up too.
Trust me, I understand.
Because I watched the gentleman Saturday at the rally we went to, and I saw how he was just using his camera and how he was going from one camera to the next and tripod to handheld. And he told me that his wife's webpage, he's done all the photos for it. And I looked at her webpage, it looks really great. And, if I can somehow just follow, I wanted to talk to him, but it was so busy and so hot in there. I just didn't, I kind of lost the guts, I had to go sit in my truck to cool off. But it was great watching him, because I know that's the same tactics that you and Grace are using, or the same methods. And so it'll be good to be there tomorrow. It's going to really help me out, just like you've helped me right now.
Awesome. I'm glad I was able to help you with that. And then tomorrow it's going to be even better. And then Friday, you actually get to sit down and play with it and walk through it and take time and everything. So yeah, tomorrow is definitely going to be awesome. I just had a question for you. Okay, so you said that was one of your challenges. So what other challenges did you have this week?
Well, that's the technical end is really my biggest gremlin on my shoulder. And I really feel that when I'm really comfortable with it, I'm going to do all right. Like I said, I overthink things sometimes. And that's an issue I've had in my life, all my life, is overthinking. making not simple things difficult, but just making things that shouldn't be difficult. And that's just my nature. And hopefully I'll get out of it. I'll have to do this well, but thank you.
You're very welcome. One of the biggest things that I've learned with Antonio when it comes to overthinking, he always tells us relax.
Mm-hmm.
So just relax. If you feel yourself, okay, because I've done it. That's the reason why I can tell you, because I've done it. Mm-hmm. I'll be sitting there, okay, so I got to do this, but if I do it this way, but if I do it, and he'll look at me, without me even saying anything, I guess he's watching my facial expressions change as I'm thinking. He's
mm-hmm.
like, just relax.
Okay.
You got it. You know exactly what to do. It's just there's a knowledge gap somewhere, and once the knowledge gap gets closed, it'll flow just like water.
You know what? I know you're right, because you're so relaxed, you flow, and I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. So so this is what I wanted to do. So you said that you finished your public figure page on Facebook. You're setting up. Did you finish your setting up for your rebranding on your Twitter page? And the reason why I went back to this is because once you do the podcast, we're gonna start. You're gonna start promoting yourself on your page. So you're gonna promote the podcast and everything. So I just want to
mm-hmm.
make sure that we have all of your pages up, because you're also going to upload it to YouTube, and I will walk you through it every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So how everything is connected, the classes, your podcast. What you're going to do with the podcast is this is how it's going to help brand you and start promoting you and getting you and marketing you. When you start your portion of the podcast, what you're going to do is, once Antonio releases an episode, then you're going to go and you're going to put it on your Facebook page, your Twitter page, your Instagram, your LinkedIn. You're going to go in and upload everything to those areas and then start marketing yourself. So mm-hmm. now the first taste that they get of Vastine is, oh, Vastine has a podcast? Wow. And so that's why I'm just going back with you in regards to your platforms to make sure you have them up. And then what we'll do is next week we'll do a screen share, and then actually go in and I'll show you, how to do posts and everything. Because I know you know how to post, but for your marketing and get you going and get your mm-hmm. everything scheduled. Did you get a Hootsuite account?
Yes, I have all of them. I have Twitter. Sweet. I have all the accounts now. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Okay. So what we'll do is.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead.
No, I had some difficulty initially with LinkedIn because when I had LinkedIn previously, I had I used the company that I work for, so I used their website. My setup was through the company, and they kept kicking me out whenever I tried to get a new password because they couldn't identify, because that company is going out of business. So I had to recreate my LinkedIn. But yeah, I've got all that straightened out now, so I'm set on LinkedIn. But yeah, it's dummy me, I leave it, because I never used LinkedIn a lot when I was working. I never had to think about it because I wasn't looking for a job. So it's one of those things where if you don't need it, you kind of like lay it aside. But I see the value of all these platforms now. I really do. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited. Okay, so let's do this. Tomorrow when you come down, I'll sit with you and I'll walk you through Hootsuite and show you how to schedule schedule each of your platforms. So now you can schedule in advance. So when you start scheduling your marketing for the podcast, you can go into Hootsuite. You can schedule it for, how Antonio says 3 times a week or once a day for so many days, or, once a week. I'll show you how to do that.
Now, how do you spell it? Is that Hoot?
Hoot, like HOOT?
Okay.
Suite.
Okay. Hootsuite. Okay. Yeah, I know I've written that word down in one of my many note takings, but okay, I got you covered now. Okay. Hootsuite. All right.
And so go ahead and set up your Hootsuite account, and then tomorrow when you come down, I'll sit down with you and go step by step with you on how to schedule it, how to do your links, how to do your graphics, and also, so that'll help you. Now that all of your social media is set up, that'll help you with your scheduling. And tomorrow we'll sit down with Zoom, and then you'll sit down with Antonio and talk to him about the details of your class. So I want to make sure that each step of the way we got you going on. We got you going on every aspect. So we covered the podcast and the class in Zoom. We covered your social media. How is the editing for your book coming?
My book is, I laid it aside the last couple of weeks. After talking to Antonio about it, I think when the three of us, I've gone back and after he introduced me to the gentleman on YouTube, I've been watching him and studying his YouTube and even his book. So it's helped me a lot. I've had a chance to clean a lot of, I think the book is going to be more expansive now. It's opened up my mind a whole lot about what I'm on the right path. But that moment when Antonio, the two of you talked to me, I think it was 3 weeks ago, it's really helped me a lot. And I learned in the writing process, sometimes it's good to stop, and it's not so much starting over again, but it's making things better. It's a more lively story right now, I think, note-wise. But I haven't really written it, but I'm taking notes, changing up a lot of the things that I had gone down one path so far, but it was so narrow. It's like Antonio always talks about depth more than width. It had no depth, but now I think it's going to be all right. But no, that's how I'm coming along. And that timetable of when I'm completing it, it's going to vary a little bit now because it's a better book now. Thank you. It's a better book. I think I was rushing myself to get it done because I wrote a young adult novel, and I didn't even pursue publishing it yet. And I'm kind of glad now because I've had a chance now to look back over it. I've just been rushing to do a lot of things. And but because I learned how to write through this one program, it's like a speed writing. And it's good if I was going to be writing for magazines or something like that, but for something that's going to have lasting potential, I think I need to take my time and do it right. Because people can tell if it's what do you call it, ready mix? Nothing like reading a book, it was written on a weekend, and yeah. So that's where I am right now, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, you say you wanted to start selling your book in December. With what you're doing, is that still your deadline?
That's still my deadline, yes. I'm still shooting for that, yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Well, let me back up. My goal now is to have it finished by December, before December, but to start selling it, I guess if I wanted to go on Amazon, whatever, it could be a lot quicker that way. But yeah, I want it finished. That has been my goal, and I will have it finished mid-fall, toward the end of October, November. But I don't think it would be ready for selling by December at that stage. I don't know. To be realistic, when I look at my previous publishings, of course, self-publishing can be very fast, but you know, it can happen overnight. But So does this in any way mess up your working with me or whatever?
Absolutely not. And that's why I was asking, because what I want us to start doing is, you said you want to have it finished by December. So in my head, if it's finished by December, you do self-publishing, you can still start selling it in December.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like for us to do is, this is August. In October, I would like for the beginning of October, I would like for us to start your marketing process for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I was asking. So, because if you, right. So I'm going to make a note here. Start marketing book in October. And your marketing, basically what we're going to do is take maybe a quote here and a quote there, do some graphics, post it, and just kind of start getting the buzz going about your book. And so that's why I asked that question. So you keep doing what you're doing on your end when it comes to your book. And then, because everything's perfect, I just wanted to know when you wanted to start selling it, so that way I can know on my end when to start getting the marketing aspect together for you, and then I'll sit down with you and I'll help you and walk you through it, and we'll do it together, so that way you are aware of everything that's going on. So when your next book comes out, which if I remember correctly is going to be called Get Naked.
There you go. Well, get naked. Unless one of you with your brilliant thinking give me a better way to title it, yeah. But as of right now, that's the title. Get Naked.
Once we start marketing Get Naked, then you'll have in your mindset, you'll have the process, you'll know what it takes, you know exactly what to do, where to go, and how to do it. So that way, Antonio believes in owning everything. So now you're going to own everything when it comes to your book, from the self-publishing to the marketing to everything. So I just wanted to get an idea of when you actually wanted to sell it, so we can start the marketing process. So keep going with your book.
Right.
And let me see. I'm trying to see, I think. And do you have any other questions, or have you had any other challenges this week?
No, this has been a good week. This has been a great week. Great week.
Awesome.
Matter of fact, it was so great. I was driving yesterday, and I heard an old song by Sammy Davis Jr. I think it's "Gotta Be Me" or something like that. And I was so moved because it's an old song, and I had to really just post it this morning just for people, because I think it helps a lot of people when they listen to the lyrics, because it helped me when I heard that song yesterday. I said, wow, "Gotta Be Me." I mean, it's a powerful song. It's one of his vintage moments. Of course, he's singing at the Playboy Mansion after hours, but a child could look at it. There's nothing going on but the song. And that's how my life is this week. It's my life basically every day is a good life, but some weeks are better than others. This has been a great week. Great week. Thanks for asking.
That is, I love hearing that. I love hearing you had a good week. So for now, that's pretty much it for us. So create your Hootsuite account tonight, and then tomorrow we will move forward with that and do your training on that. We'll get your Zoom going tomorrow, and then tomorrow you'll get more homework. And when we pick up on Tuesday, then we'll go over the homework, and we'll just keep moving forward from there. So every week you'll have something to do, some homework that will move you forward and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just keep you moving, build your brand, and get everything else together as well.
Okay, well, I'm going to get on Hootsuite right now. That way, if I have any questions, I can get you while the day is still fresh. If I have any questions, is that okay?
Definitely. Please call me, text me, whatever
Okay.
you need to do. I
Yeah,
will be available.
I'm going to get on that right now as we speak. Mhm.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Well, I enjoyed talking to you. Always do. You have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. You too.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Deanna. Bye-bye.